It's a match day for Arsenal. Arsenal versus West Ham, a home match happening at Emirates Stadium today, 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Now, before the Aston Villa versus Liverpool's match during the midweek, Liverpool is gapping Arsenal with 7 points. Then after the match, which ended 2-2, Liverpool now gaps Arsenal with 8 points. But a win at Emirates Stadium today against West Ham will now see Arsenal close up the gap between them and Liverpool with just 5 points before Liverpool's match against Man City on Sunday. Arsenal versus West Ham match, as we all know, a derby match, London derby. Despite the fact that it's a derby match, it's not going to be an easy match for Arsenal because West Ham, yes, we all know that currently, they are not doing well. But then they are currently sits on 16th position, meaning that they will definitely struggle, despite the fact that it's a derby match, they will definitely struggle to avoid the relegation zone. So that will make the match very difficult for Arsenal. But then that does not mean that Arsenal will not win convincingly against West Ham today, because currently Arsenal is yet to lose any derby match. Just check the record. Arsenal is good in winning derby games. I can't remember in recent time any derby game Arsenal have lost. The worst result Arsenal gets in derby games recently is a draw. So a win today at Emirates Stadium against West Ham is very, very possible. Now let's talk about the summary of what Mikel Arteta said during his press conference yesterday ahead of today's match. He was asked about the team news. He said there is no real news, to be fair, meaning that the squad that played against Leicester City are all available and fit for today's match. That the only acceptees are those that are on long-term injury, that they remain unavailable. Aside that, all the players that played the last match against Leicester City are fit and available, including Ben White that just returned from injury. He was asked if Ben White is ready for today's match. In his response, he said, yes, Ben White is back and he is ready and available for today's match. That whether Ben White is going to start or not in today's game, that the decision we will make today before the match starts, that he is back with the squad and ready to start games. He was asked his take on having drawn alongside with PSV in the Champions League. He said, PSV, we have played them before. They are a very strong team. We've experienced their game pattern and they are not a pushover. That at this stage of Champions League, everything is good. So that we could have gotten another strong team also. That when the time for PSV match comes, that they will be ready and plan towards the match when the time comes. Mikel Arteta was also asked if Gabi, that is Gabriel Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka will be available for PSV Champions League game in March. He said that is left for doctor to decide. But obviously, Gabi is ahead of Bukayo Saka, that he is progressing well ahead of Bukayo Saka. That Bukayo Saka still needs, time to recover. But then let's see what happens from now till then. That anything is possible, that he can't say because he's not the doctor. But they are recovering gradually. Mikel Arteta was asked if he's given Mikel Merino more notice about the position, the striking position that he played during the last match against Leicester City. He said no, not even to other players, that he liked players while they are on pitch rather than thinking that he liked them taking initiative, that anything can happen. So it was a kind of, taking him unaware, and he delivered. He was also asked if Mikel Merino, after the match against Leicester City, has been training in the striking position. He said yes, but not only him, that he has other options, other players that has been, training in that striking position, because, he need options with the available players. He was asked if our young lad, that is academy boys, some of them, could be used in that striking position. He said yes, that he has been training with some of them for the past 1 month. They are learning quick, that these injuries in the squad could be an opportunity for some of them. So that he is impressed with their progress so far, that some of them will soon be used in that striking position alongside with Mikel Merino, because he needs options in the front line. And whether it was a gamble to put Mikel Merino up front, he said every time you put a player to play in the football pitch, it's just like a bet. So you are betting on that player. So yes, it was a gamble. It was a very big risk for him, and he's glad that it paid off, because if Mikel Merino, didn't perform, that he will take all the blame. So he is glad, that it paid off. But he is not relying only on him, that he is planning on other options. Mikel Arteta was also asked about the current performance of Sterling. He said, what happened in the last game or previous games is a bygone. It can happen to any player. But then he still believes in Raheem Sterling's experience, that his squad needs Raheem Sterling experience, that is a very good and experienced player, that he has been training very good in the past few days in training ground, that he believes that Raheem Sterling will improve and help the squad, because his experience is highly needed, meaning he still trusts this guy. Mikel Arteta still trusts Raheem Sterling. Okay. Mikel Arteta was also asked on closing the gap with 5 points if we beat West Ham today. He said, we have to do what we need to do. We have to do our job. That it's not going to be an easy game. That if we are able to win today's match, then we can now look out for tomorrow's Man City versus Liverpool game. 13 games to go, and it's not going to be easy games, very difficult games. So for now, that he is focused on planning on how to win today's game. On if he is glued to Man City versus Liverpool game on Sunday, he said, I am not glued to that match, that I am glued to today's game, that all my focus is on West Ham's match today, on how to win the match comfortably. That is my concern, he said. And he was asked if this could be a very big weekend in this season's title race. Mikel Arteta said, I don't like ifs in football or sports. That we need to do what we have to do. That if the ifs comes right, we take it. But at the moment, we are focused to do the right thing, to do what we need to do to win games. That is his focus at the moment. So guys, these are, summary of what Mikel Arteta said during his press conference ahead of today's derby match at Emirates Stadium against West Ham. Please help us to comment and share this video. Thank you. One love.